Air sampling can determine what airborne contaminants using a simple modeling system which is named as the MET1 instrument or E-sampler. The location for the sampling is in the area of UTHM campus, specifically in the front of Geometric Laboratory. The data were then collected within 24 hours for particulate matter 10 and particulate matter 2.5. The objective of this sampling is to predict the dispersion of PM10 and PM2.5 and to compare the difference between the concentrations of PM10 and PM2.5 to the recommended Malaysian Air Quality Guidelines and Air Pollution Index. For sampling plan, there is 3 documents, which is equipment usage application form, field equipment checklist, and lastly, the asset movement confirmation form. For the setup, the E-sampler tripod leg was unfurled until they were fully stretched. Then, the pole was attached on top of the E-sampler tripod. By enter the pole in the provided hole and the nut on the bolt was tightened. Then, the E-sampler control unit was attached to the tripod by sliding the slot on the back of the E-sampler. Next, the relative humidity sensor was attached at one end of the pole and locked by clipping it. The wind sensor was then attached at the other end of the pole and the nut on the bolt was tightened. The TSP cap was affixed to the PM10 sharp cut cyclone and then the PM10 sharp cut cyclone were affixed to the inlet of the E-sampler. The power supply was plugged into the main power connection on the bottom of the E-sampler. The power supply was attached at the bottom of the E-sampler unit and was tightened with nuts. The external input from relative humidity sensor and wind direction input was also plugged to the appropriate connector on the bottom of the E-sampler. Lastly, COM port input was connected from personal computer for data storage. Plug into the main power, then switch on the E-sampler. From the main screen, press menu to check the settings. After setting up E-sampler at the site, make sure PM10 sharp cut cyclone was applied. The E-sampler was connected to the nearby main power supply and both E-sampler plugged with main power supply was secured and sealed with plastic. The 47mm filter cassette and filter tray were taken out. The initial weight of the glass microfiber filter was taken by using analytical balance. Then, place glass microfiber filter in the 47mm filter cassette and filter tray. Then, the 47mm filter cassette and filter tray and glass microfiber filter were installed into the E-sampler. Go to E-sampler clock, set for 24 hours. Then go to average period, set for 60 minutes. After that, go to station ID. then set for and then save. Go to sampling mode, choose continuous and then save. Then go to concentration, set the unit to milligram per meter cube and then go to setup, choose yes to start sample.
After the sample period has ended, remove the glass microfiber filter. The final weight of the filter was recorded. Then steps was repeated by changing PM10 to PM2.5 sharp-cut cyclone for the next sampling.
The data was collected by using Comet data retrieval software and transferred to personal computer to obtain for completed data.